On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This brownsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no. Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Yeah, baby. Time to get this thing rolling. Good morning. Excuse my voice. Welcome to the Tripped Out Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. I have a doctor's appointment a little later, but I am here with you guys. And if it sounds like I am totally sleepy before we get totally deets, I am. I was up late last night to my own detriment, but doggone it, I have a very, very, very good reason. Deets is in the chat. He will join us later. Victor Locke also is with us. And we're going to talk about a lot of things that are wrong with the media and entertainment and what can be done to get it back on track. That is our totally deep subject this morning. But first, the whip around. Well, it looks like the Florida Panthers are still playing hockey, but they have to go back to Canada as the Maple Leafs stay alive behind rookie goalie Joseph Woll. And the Florida Panthers go down 2-1. And that series is now 3-1 in favor of the Florida Panthers. They go back to I am really off this morning. I am sorry. Wall said, quote, "It was a pretty awesome game to get put into. He stopped 24 shots in his first playoff start. Mitch Marner and William Nylander had the goals, and the Leafs win by a final of 2-1. The Panthers' playoff record 6-game winning streak is now over. They play Game 5 on Saturday in Canada. Can the Leafs engineer one of the greatest comebacks ever? We will find out this weekend. Speaking of comebacks, the Warriors drill the Lakers 121-106. More on that later. I hit the wrong button. Well, the Edmonton Oilers bounced back from a bad home loss as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins had a goal and an assist as the Oilers beat the Vegas Golden Knights 4-1 in Alberta. And they have evened their series at 2 games apiece. Stuart Skinner got 25 shots. Carter McDavid said, quote, "We've got to follow it up. Someone's got to do it 2 nights in a row. It's got to be us." Game 5 is set for Friday in Las Vegas, and Game 6, a possible clinching situation for one of these teams, will be back in Edmonton on Saturday. Can the Oilers keep it going? And I picked the Oilers a couple times in this series. The bet slips will come later. Time for hour 2 of this. Wrong button. Ay. I'm really off today. Cole, I need you. Anthony Davis was injured last night in his game against the Golden State Warriors, and there is not an update on them yet, on him yet. I'm really off today. I am so sorry. Here's Cole Johnson. He'll take it from here. Please help me. I'm really off this morning. I don't know why.
I know. I'm so sorry. You know, I was trying to be compassionate to you, and all of a sudden, my trigger finger just had a mind of its own. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Please don't be. I am so doggone sleepy, it's not even worth it. And I have a blood draw with my doctor later this morning. So,
oh Lord. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you haven't started.
I covered the Maple Leafs. I started the whip around. I covered the Maple Leafs coming back against Florida. I covered the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay.
And their win against the Golden Knights. That series is now 2 apiece. Who do y'all think is going to win? Who do y'all think is going to win that series? Who do y'all think is going to win that series? Because that's the hockey series I'm paying attention to. Quick note about the Dubs. They won last night by 15. We'll discuss more on that before we get deets in here. That's about as far as I got. I got to the Anthony Davis story, and then my trigger fingers just decided to go crazy. So please help.
All right. Well, no problem, sir. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I think we can go to the next one. In Major League Baseball on the diamond, there is going to be a London series. Yeah. So we'll see some baseball, Field of Dreams-ish, but across the pond. And it will be the Phillies meeting up against the Mets. Now, they'll play a pair of games in London as the MLB's International Series begins. Sorry, sir.
Who the hell chose those two teams? Especially the Mets. I know Deese is going to yell at me, but
yeah, probably is.
Who makes up these series? Who chooses this?
No. And my apologies. Actually, that's next year. This June, it will be the Cubs and the Cardinals playing 2 games there. So this June, it will be the Cubs and Cardinals. Next June, it will be the Phillies and the Mets. Now, as part of the Major League Baseball's latest CBA, or collective bargaining agreement with the Players Association, regular season games will be played at multiple international sites each year of the 5-year contract, which extends until 2026. So you wonder when you know your why, there's your why.
You had to mention the damn Cubs. Next.
Psych. So
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
The Jets set for a roaring return to prime time on national television for the 2023 schedule. What is the Aaron Rodgers effect? Let me see if I can find it properly.
And that concludes today's whip around.
Yeah.
Sorry, trigger.
You ruined it.
Now that concludes today's whip around.
Patience, my dear Snowman. I was going to get there.
I'm sorry. We both have itchy
Oh,
trigger
Lord.
fingers this morning when it comes to certain
Yes, I
subjects.
see.
Aaron Rodgers being one of them.
Oh gosh, yes. I don't blame you for it though. It's just doggone it. I had some in mind.
I know. You and I had the same buttons in mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we had that one, and then we had the end of this segment in mind. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh, gracious.
Oh my. To the fanatic feedback zone we go. As you can see, we're having a wonderful time already, and we're not even we're barely 10 minutes into the show. Later on this hour, Mr. Dietz, the Fit Down Sports Show. Dietz says, "Look, I'm here. I'm early, and I'm not going to sleep through it because I'm fired up. The media sucks. Entertainment sucks, and it's time for a revolution to get things back on track."
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it.
Why do you think platforms like this exist? Victor Locke or VLock83, and thank you for your ongoing support of Mentality, brother. I totally appreciate you, man. He says, sounds like we are really about to get totally deets already.
Yeah, we are.
Yes, we are.
We are. And when Deets comes in, hang on to your seats.
Yes. A Pizzle or A Pizzle 90 says, good morning. Sorry about your heat not clinching last night. We'll touch on that later in the program.
We will talk about that more. But
you at least have South Beach, and you have the Panthers as well. So, although they took under the chin last night too, still, it looks things look up for South Beach for the Panthers and the Heat. Mm-hmm. Victor says, took a couple of vacation days this week, so I'm enjoying Snowman in the morning at home. Oh, okay.
Salute to you, Victor.
All right.
Salute to you.
Sick, he says, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Good afternoon to you, Sick, all the way from Norway. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Ape says, Ron Button.
Yeah, I pressed a couple of wrong buttons this morning.
Ryan McCarthy of No Credential Required fame. He says, good morning, Snow Crew. Obi-Wan Kenobi just saved the day. Oh, thank you,
sure did. And that Mentality episode off the charts.
Thank you.
And Wise El Jefe, aka Bizarro Wise. I mean, not just the ending. When you said, and I think you put that in the clip.
I did.
Play it. Just y'all watch. Okay. Y'all watch this.
Well, the end of the latest episode of Mentality is this. All right, sir. Are there any other words that you have to say before we do go?
Oh yeah, Boston. That's yeah.
And the funny thing is, we didn't talk about anything Boston throughout the entire show. So you can tune into that episode right now on the Coleman Media Incorporated and the Realize TV YouTube channels. You can also catch a replay today, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, on the BS3 network via Roku TV. You can find that on any Roku TV device. And we thank you for your support. We also thank Snowman Multimedia for their support as well. Bizarro Wise goes ham on that episode.
Several different
times and several different subjects. Yes.
He said, and I'll never forget the way he was so calm. Mm-hmm. I think it was the first segment. I forgot the name that he went in on.
Oh, he went in on Praz. Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's it.
He went on Praz of the Fugees.
He goes, and I will never forget that he goes, Praz, I love you. I love your music. But you are a candidate for the moron of the year.
I was thinking to myself
when I heard
I wasn't ready for that
line. No, you weren't, because you nearly fell out of your chair. I wasn't ready for it because I nearly fell out of my chair.
I'm thinking, okay, I think I have formatted the show to where I don't think he's going to go completely off early.
Wrong.
But I was like, it's a possibility. I was wrong. That started it all. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be fun.
Possibility, my.
That was a great show. That was a great episode.
I laughed so hard at that episode last night.
I did too.
And my wife came in. She was on her way to use the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
She heard me laughing. She looks at my monitor here to my left, and she sees you and Wise, and she goes, "Okay, there's you, there's Cole, and there's Wise. I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm going back to bed because I know y'all are up to something crazy." I said, "Baby, I got nothing to do with this." And she says, "You're friends with them, aren't you?" "Yes." "You know them, right?" "Yes." "Then you're guilty by association." And she's cracking up. She's cracking up.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, who the buys Bud Light?
So I knew he was going on the Bud Light one. I was like, oh, he's going in real hard on Bud Light. Okay.
He went ham on the Bud Light one.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be fun.
I haven't stopped laughing. I watched that episode 3 times last night. I was up late to make sure I heard what I heard from Wise.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I did. I did, and I played it on both my radio stations, and I have it at the top of the playlist, and I kept resetting it every time. Every time. And then he went in on Glenn Kuiper, the former television announcer for the Oakland A's, because I expect him to be totally fired.
I think he's going to be fired. But imagine this. So I put out the slate. I'm getting to the beginning of the Bud Light portion. And I hear Wise go in hard there. My mind is like, oh, he's going to rip Gabe Kuiper to bits. I'm going to laugh very hard. And I'm like, I have to pace my laughter because I think I won't have much left when I get to that segment. Oh my gosh, he was brilliant yesterday.
You didn't have much left after.
No, I didn't.
And somehow y'all got through the entire hour.
Yeah,
because as soon as he went in on Praz and nominated him for Moron of the Year, you were finished.
Because I wouldn't expect him to do that. I was like,
we're absolutely finished.
I was like, oh no. Because I wasn't expecting a Moron of the Year candidacy. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh Lord.
You should expect that every episode.
I should, but I should have. When I read that story, I should have. I'm like, nah.
You should expect a Moron of the Year every episode. We're overdue for a break, and when we come back, we'll have some more laughs and some more fun in the Fanatic Feedback Zone. Good gracious alive, Bizarro Wise strikes again.
Yes.
This here is Snowman in the Morning on BS3 TV, as well as CSTVNow.com. SM Sports and WLEO 26.7 and wherever you download your podcast. We'll be back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Dog, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
Live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extra berth. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The f*** is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
A few minutes away from Totally Deets, and yes, that happened live on the air.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Yes,
it's wise. So
It
why
is.
are we surprised? It's wise.
Not surprised at all.
The way he went in on
Victor,
Glenn Kuiper was crazy, and I was wheezing in the office again. I was wheezing out here.
Dude, looking back on it before I even released the episode, I was wheezing hard. I was wheezing harder. I was like, oh my gosh. I was done when I got to that part.
And you played that clip because I totally missed it, and wonder why Glenn Kuiper was getting a lot of backlash. Then you played it, and then why's happened.
Oh gosh, yeah. If you didn't understand it after that,
y'all must watch this episode of Mentality. Speaking of which, I've got to take off.
Okay.
I got to take off for a little while because I have to go get some blood drawn. Let's bring in Deets. I'll greet him, and then I'll be back in a little bit. I gotta take care of my health, y'all. So let's bring in Deets.
Passionate.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not gonna keep him off the field tonight!
Totally.
This one has a chance!
Deets.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Good morning, Deets. How goes it?
Snowman, I totally understand. You got to take care. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'll be back in approximately 45 minutes. The show will still be going on all of our stations and CSTV But like I said, got to get some blood drawn. Got to make sure I'm still in remission, which I am. But they're making sure everything goes right, and got to get some stuff for Dr. K. So I will be back in about 45 minutes when we break down the Warriors smacking the Lakers. Let me take off. I'll be back in a while, y'all.
I figured he would enjoy that. All right. As he joins us every Thursday during hour number 1, it's Totally Deeds of the Fifth Down Sports Show. Now, what is on tap for this particular segment, sir? You've been itching.
So much going on, but you gotta love the NBA playoffs right now. Every single series is at 3-2.
Yeah, I think the NBA is smiling considering that every conference semifinal series will go at least 6 games. Yes, I agree. Oh, I have to do this real fast before I continue. And now batting, the man who was happy that the Knicks got off their last night, number 420. Wise El Jefe, number 420. Oh. Morning, brother.
Good morning.
Okay, so what's on your mind, Deeds?
Well, what's on my mind is, first off, I love what we do here, and I gotta love, if you don't know what we do, not only here on Snowman in the Morning, but what we do on Fifth Down Sports Show, what we do all across the network, all across Snowman Multimedia, all across all of the shows that we have. If you go back and listen to the NBA preview, I want you to go back and find Snowman Multimedia, listen to Snowman's NBA preview. Because if you look in the chat for that particular episode, you will see somebody predict before the season even started Nuggets, Heat in the finals. And it's still alive. This late in the season, it's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many people got on me. Not when I said it, because I said it like 3 straight shows of just, no, Nuggets versus Heat. I'm sticking with it. Go with it. And then you get to the halfway point and the Heat were where they are. You look at what's going on now. It's almost the most likely outcome based on what we got coming on. And why is that? I know your Knicks are going to have a say in this, but where it is right now, I mean, it can, and the reason I bring this up is because the media is so funny. I got an email a week ago. Rewind to a week ago. I got an email from a certain sports network with a headline: Reasons why the Boston Celtics will win the NBA Finals. This was a week ago. Just this morning, I got an email. The same writer, the guy who wrote that article, released an article almost hours ago that says these aren't the same Celtics as last year.
Really? What gave him that impression?
Wait a minute. You're telling me a week ago you declared them NBA Finals favorite? They're going to the finals no matter what. Now all of a sudden, no, they're not. They're not last year's Celtics. They're not last year's Celtics though.
But of course, if I'm thinking this is the same network that you received this email from, one Kidger Perkins of said network actually said that he gave the Warriors 0% chance of coming back from a 3-1 deficit in their conference semifinals final series against the Lakers. Forgetting the fact, I guess he must have, that they've already done this 7 years prior in a deeper round. But I digress.
And Cole, I know you know that one well.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I hear stimulus package every time I think of 2016. Yes. And hearing it from Snowman's mouth. Yes.
But it just goes to show you. It just goes to show you how these people can't be trusted. The same exact guy who says the Celtics are going to win the finals a week later. Oh, no, these aren't the same Celtics. They're gonna bow out. They're gonna bow out to the Sixers. Well, which is it? You can't do this. You can't just all of a sudden say. I mean, the title of your article should have been, "Whoops, I was wrong." I mean, that's all you had to say. You can't say both. Both can't be true. They can't be 100% in the finals and then not last year, because last year they were in the finals.
But I would say he's a flip flopper. Well, that hasn't been used in a while, right? That's what he called a flip flopper or whatever. Anyway, yeah. Listen, people don't have the balls to stick by what they say. That's it. He chose the Celtics, and when he was proven wrong, now he's like, oh no, the Sixers. Like that shows you like a lot of these so-called sports journalists. They feel like they know it all. Like they have the answers to it all. Listen, it's a crapshoot, man. Everybody's opinion. That's all it is. None of us can read the future. None of us know who's going to win. Some of us get lucky and pick the right team.
Right.
Some of us get picked the right two teams, whatever. But none of us really know who's going to win it all.
Yeah.
Except for the NBA.
You're right. Yeah. Show of hands. When the Lakers were 2-10, who thought that they would be one win away from a conference finals berth?
They're making us look like crap.
Nobody thought that. I'm sorry. Let me do this right. The Lakers were 2-10. Who's thought that when we got to May 11th that they would be, well, actually May 9th, we would be seeing the Lakers one win away from a conference finals berth? Not even Lakers fans saw it then. So yeah, please.
Well, you look at what happened last night. Everybody knows what's the hardest win to get in the playoffs.
In the series, not the first, not the second, or the third.
Fourth.
The fourth.
The fourth is always the hardest one to get because, and we've seen it time and time again. When somebody's got their back to the wall, that's when that's when they fight the hardest. So,
yep.
Getting that fourth win is always the toughest. We saw it last night with the Knicks, with the Knicks bouncing back against the Heat. We saw it with the Warriors bouncing back, and we saw the Nuggets do what they do to get their 3-2 lead. So it's there are ebb and flows to every series. Now, I mean. Nobody knows this more than Yankee fans. Getting that fourth win is the hardest thing to do.
Referring back to 2004. Yeah, true.
Thank you.
The American League Championship Series 2004. That's the reference.
Thank you for sharing that.
Well, okay. So the year before you had Brett Effie Boone, but forget about it.
How does this turn into like? Okay, my
Because anytime you're talking about playoffs and you're talking about a comeback in the playoffs, that's gonna be the reference till the end of time. And anybody who lived through that and watched
I like to get reminded of it.
It was such an epic turnaround. It was you couldn't have a worse performance in Game 3. And you understand. I mean, going back and I know I was in college at the time, and watching the Yankees win 22-0 in Game 3, every single person that was watching that series was like, "All right, well, this is over," and then it happens, and it was magical, and it's why I love guys like Kevin Millar. I love the I think it was a 30 for 30 or something, or they did something. It was like Major League Baseball did something where they were just interviewing Kevin Millar before Game 4, and he was like, "We're doing shots of Jack, and we're going to take the field." And I was like, "What? This is what they did," and they didn't care, and they came back from what was unsurmountable. No one had ever done that before. So anytime you talk about a playoff, anytime you talk about a 7-game series in a playoff, that's going to be mentioned till the end of time.
Well, in the NBA, that still has not happened yet. So we've gotten close to teams having to face a 3-0 deficit and force a Game 7, but no NBA team has done what the 2004 Red Sox has done.
I mean, it's like
and a few teams in the NHL have done too.
In the NBA, it's like talking about the Warriors beating the Mavericks when Steven Jackson's Warriors beat the Mavericks.
You're talking about 2007 in the first round, right?
Yeah, nobody had ever done that in a 7-game series. In a 7-game series, Mutombo's Nuggets versus Kemp Sonics.
Then no 8 seed beat a number 1 seed. That's 1994's first round, right? Mm-hmm.
So those are always, anytime your team is the underdog going in, those are the references you're going to go back to. Well, no, everybody's got a chance, Mm-hmm. And for Ryan McCarthy, Florida Panthers this year. Florida Panthers had no shot. No way they're going to beat. No way they're going to beat the team that had the most points in the history of hockey. There's no way they're going to win. Oh wait, they're still playing.
Oh my goodness!
Yes,
the trip.
You're absolutely right, McCarthy.
Ryan says Wise has his expression on his face. This is talking about the 2004 Red Sox.
It was magical. It was something that we've never seen before, and probably will never. And
probably I will never see it ever again.
You're never going to see that. You're never going to see that again. But you're never going to get that feeling. You're never going to have that. You're never going to have that again. Because every time somebody goes up 3-0,
you'll never watch it again. That's what I was about to say.
I will never have that feeling ever again because I will never watch that series again. Ever again.
You won't even watch it again. Oh my!
Even watch it.
Gosh.
I see it. If I see it come on, I'm changing the channel. It's not happening. It's not. Why would I want to torture myself and see the greatest collapse in all of sports when I lived it? I I saw the whole thing. I saw the whole series. I know what happened. Like, I don't need to be reminded.
I know how.
Yeah, I get it.
I know how it feels, man. I do. For me, it wasn't really a 7-game series. It basically was the NCAA tournament. So, of course, for those who don't know, I lived in Houston. And 1983 was the year that the Phi Slamma Jamma crew was going to bring home a national championship. And in traipsed North Carolina State. And when he got to the national championship, the Wolfpack had no chance. But no, he didn't a chance with a Charles Willoughby dunk off of a Sidney Lowe shot that fell about 2 feet short of the rim. The Wolfpack won the game, and my then 9-year-old eyes saw Jim Valvano wanting to hug everybody known to man on that New Mexico court, and all I wanted to do was punch the TV screen. So yes, Wise, I do know how you feel.
I can see Valvano running on the court now, looking.
Yes, Valvano was. If it was a cheerleader, if it was another fan, heck, it could have been a play-by-play now. It didn't matter. Anybody that was a human body, he was just darting to try to hug somebody, and it was infuriating to watch. I hated it, but of course, the rest of the country was like, "Oh, it's wonderful! The Wolfpack, the darlings, the Cinderellas of the NCAA tournament, they won." I hated it.
Oh, yeah, the moment.
So yes, I do know how that feels, Wise. Oh my! But yes, all 4 conference semifinal series are going at least 6 games, which that makes the NBA smile, because that means at least 1, maybe even 2, might go 7. Of course, they hope all 4 go 7, but the possibility of at least one of them is going to go 7.
If it goes 7 and goes to the Garden, I don't know. Garden's going to be off the rockers.
Yeah, game.
We're going to talk about the Heat Knicks in depth later.
At Madison Square Garden. That's what
that would be
the
NBA would love. That's what the NBA would love.
Oh, the NBA. No.
Really
well, yeah, they want to see that too. They're really praying for a game 7 between the Warriors and the Lakers.
Oh yeah, they want both. They want both LA and New York.
Yeah. They really are praying. They're really praying for that. If they get both, they'd be extremely ecstatic. Oh, no question. Knicks playing a game 7 in the Garden. Oh yeah, they would love that. No question. I agree with you both.
I mean, I think the one they really don't care about is Denver. I really don't. You know, I think they want Denver to just get through. Like, all right, let's get Denver through, because no matter what happened, Warriors or Lakers, they want them playing against the best team.
Here's what sucks about that.
Against the best team. The other 3, you have the Lakers. You would have Lakers and Warriors. Would that be in Golden State, or would it
that would be in San Francisco?
Golden State, right?
That game 7 would be in San Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah, they want that arena. They want that arena in a game 7. They want that arena on blast in game 7.
Let's be really blunt. They actually want number 6 on the Lakers to be in that game for a game 7. I'm not going to mention his name, but yes, they actually want that more than anything else. It's great they have the Warriors. It's even great they have the Lakers. It's greatest they have number 6 of the Lakers, which infuriates me. Not
to break up the game 7 talk, but Ryan McCarthy brings up a great point. What the hell is happening with the NFL schedule? Well, is the NFL trying to lose fans? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? Kansas City versus Detroit on Thursday night to open the season. Open the season.
I was hearing that they wanted to put the Bengals Chiefs to start the season, but I guess CBS or whoever has the rights to that game must have said, nah, let's move it to later in the season. So now that's going to be a New Year's Eve game. Here's what I'm thinking, Deets, on that. They were thinking, okay, well, the last game we saw last year in the regular season was the Lions eliminating the Packers. And so here's this ragtag bunch that people could probably get behind. We want to be ahead of the curve. And so here are the Lions. they're coming in here. They're now going to probably be not the darlings, but they probably will be the favorites to win the NFC North now. And so we'll give them the first stern test of the year, and we'll give them a national spotlight again. This time, we'll actually give them the very first game of the year.
I mean, you know who. The first thing I saw when I saw that is the Los Angeles Rams must be livid right now. They win the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl. You know who they got to play the first game? The Buffalo Bills.
And it messed their season all the way up.
In the AFC Championship a year ago, they have to open their season, celebrate their Super Bowl against one of the toughest teams in the league.
And it messed their whole season up after that game because that Bills front four messed Stafford all the way up.
Okay, but let's give Detroit some credit too. Detroit is improved.
Oh yeah,
Detroit is a team that's improving. Last year, towards the end of the season, they was playing as good as anybody in the NFL.
No question.
Improved, yes, but they're improved from the Detroit Lions. They didn't even make the play. You can't even give the Chiefs a playoff team. Open the season with a playoff team.
That haven't been that wasn't there for the losing. You got a coach who's actually a coach now.
Because Dan Campbell's awesome.
That's instilling
a winning attitude. Yeah,
a winning attitude and confidence in these young players because these players are hungry. Last year was a Detroit Lions team that I hadn't seen in years.
Same. The last time I saw them, that determined was in the 90s. Yeah,
but when they were being competitive. Like they were last year, they held it with the Eagles. They held it down with the Eagles.
Yeah, they did.
And when they started suffering injuries, they started losing. Mm-hmm. But they were on the right path last year before injuries took Swift away from them because he was a big part of their running game.
Yeah, and put it this way, Deets, the Lions were actually one win away from actually being in the playoffs last year. But I get what you're saying. It would probably be better if the Chiefs had the Bills, but I'm thinking that they're probably going to go to Buffalo this year to play the Bills, or if they had the Bengals, but they're playing them later in the season. But a team that actually would be contenders. Unfortunately, since the Chiefs are this year playing the NFC North, you're not putting them against the Bears. You're not putting them against the Packers, which more than likely it would have been that. If Aaron Rodgers were on the team, and you're not really going to put him against the Vikings because I hate to say it, who really cares about the team? Yes, they're the defending NFC North champs, but who really cares about them? It's like it's Kirk Cousins. You know he's going to wow in the regular season, and you know he's going to stink up the joint in January. So which of those teams would you put match up against? The Lions are the best of the bunch in the NFC North.
The bigger question is what other division are they playing? So they're playing the NFC North. Obviously, we know that. But what other division are they playing? And you said they're playing the Bengals later in the season, so they're playing the AFC North. I would get.
Well, I'm not sure if it's that they're playing the North, but I know that since the Chiefs were the defending AFC West champs and the Bengals are defending AFC North champs, they're going to play no matter what. Same thing with the Bills because they're the defending champs at AFC East. So I know those two teams are going to be playing. I know that the Chiefs are going to be playing those two teams. Now the division they're playing, I'm not sure yet. I gotta find it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I thought it was.
I'm not sure of the rest of their schedule, so I couldn't tell you which one to put there. I was just shocked that they picked the line. I mean, based off of last year, based off of what they've usually done for that first game, that first game is usually two contending two teams that we saw late in the playoffs. This team's on the rise. Usually it's two teams that we've seen go deep playoff runs for that first matchup.
Okay,
they're playing the AFC East.
Yes. So I'm absolutely dropping my jaw that game is not the Jets or the Chiefs. dropping my doggone jaw.
They could have made it that game. They could have.
Thank the Lord they didn't. But I'm dropping my jaw. It was not.
Well,
that.
they easily could have. I'm
thinking the Chiefs are playing the Bills in Buffalo this year, so that's why I think we're not having that game.
Since you brought them up, let's go back to Ryan McCarthy's comment of Bills Jets Monday night. Does anybody remember what the last time the Bills were on Monday Night Football? If you don't think that's going to be on the minds of people when they see the Bills playing the first Monday night game of the year,
and they played the last Monday Night Football game last year. Yes, I got that. I get the parallel.
That was my when I saw that comment of Bills Jets Monday night, I went, why
simple
the first week?
Why simple? ESPN wants to make the Monday Night Football canon means something, and unfortunately, headlines win. Damar Hamlin, how is he? Well, that takes care of the Bills and the casual fan. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers, first game as a Jet. Bam.
And McCarthy like McCarthy pointed out, it's the 22nd anniversary of 9/11.
And it will be playing on the night of the 22nd anniversary of 9/11. Ding! There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's just a reminder to the worst thing we've ever seen on a football field, and that's not the reminder that we want.
Hold it. I'll let you talk. Wise after this. You're right about that, but let me find it. The NFL. Let me see, doggone it. I know I have it here somewhere. Yeah, you're right. It's a reminder of that, though. But the NFL is pretty much like this.
We haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Go ahead, Wise. What are you going to say, bro?
I'm just saying it. Yes, it was a tragedy that was crazy. But if you look at the whole outcome of it all, I'm saying that it just brought these two teams are linked now for the rest of these players' lives, and we saw someone, he had a heart attack, whatever it was. But the outcome could have been worse. He could have not made it.
Thankfully, he did. Yeah.
Well, that's the saving grace that the NFL has, is that he is that not only is Damar Hamlin, not only did he survive that, but that he is, as far as I know, he is fully functional.
He's supposed to be coming back.
He's fully functional, and I was on draft night with Cool McCain, and we were talking about, they said, oh yeah, he's eligible to play. I said, no, he's not. I said, there's no way. I said, he has a family. There is no way he steps on a football field ever.
Yeah. Now, now the Chiefs do play the NFCs. I am surprised that is not, but it must be that the Chiefs are going to Philly. I think so. Oh, that's probably the only way that's not the Thursday night football game. Because if the Eagles will come to Arrowhead, that would be. That has to be the only explanation as to why that is not starting off for 2023. Because how I believe the Shield thinks, unless you have a scheduling snafu like the 2012 or 2013 Ravens did, where you had a Ravens and an Orioles game that would have happened on the same night, and they had to move the Ravens to play at Denver. They want the defending champs to play their first game at home on Thursday, that Thursday night game. So if Philly is not traveling to Arrowhead, I'm thinking that it's not the reason why that is not the one that's going to start off Thursday Night Football 2023. Now, I might be wrong. The Eagles might visit Arrowhead, but I'm thinking it's not. Otherwise, they would have been broadcasting that one before now.
Yeah. Yes, the Eagles are actually playing them at home. They're playing the Eagles at home.
Oh, okay. Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah. Their away games are Bronco, Raiders, Chargers, Packers, Jaguars, Vikings, Patriots, and Jets.
Well, see, that's why it's not the Jets, because they're playing at.
They're playing in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked they didn't. I'm shocked they didn't put the Bill. I'm shocked they didn't put the Bills. I'm shocked they didn't put Bills Chiefs there.
You could have listen. You have so many. You could have had.
Yeah, Bills, Bengals.
With the return of Sean Payton, you could have had the Bills. You could
forget the Broncos
or the Eagles. But then other options are Bears, Lions, Dolphins, Raiders, and Chargers.
So they wanted to go with somebody new. That's what I'm thinking. And the Dolphins, the Dolphins game, that's overseas.
Yes. Yeah.
That explains that one, because that would have been mine.
Mm-hmm.
My choice would have been the Dolphins, because everybody wants, I know the Lions did great last year, but the Miami Dolphins made the playoffs. The Miami Dolphins made the playoffs. That is a bigger feat than what the Lions did.
Ryan says, no, it's a Giants home game versus the Jets. This is why I hate sharing a stadium. It gets really confusing. Yeah. And that has been your lot for the last 40 years.
You could thank Jim Dolan for that.
Really?
Well, he's the one who wanted. He didn't want that.
Oh, the stadium in Manhattan. That's right.
Yeah, he's the one who didn't want that. He's the one who put a kibosh to that.
So was that stadium going to be built near MSG?
Probably down the street, but not really. It's not really next to MSG. It was going to be on the waterfront.
Yeah, I know it was going to be on the waterfront. I didn't know how close to the Madison Garden was going to be.
It was down from the Garden, but it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I dislike Jim Dolan, but
that's not the only reason why you do, though.
I know.
Oh Lord! And Ryan says, "Look, and Jimmy Dolan is why I will never root for the Knicks or the Rangers."
He was there before. Listen, I was a fan before he got there, so.
I just want to know, how the heck is he better a manager of the Rangers than he is the Knicks?
He lets his hockey people do their thing.
That's what boggles my mind.
And for many years, he made stupid choices. He went with the sexy pick of bringing Isaiah Thomas, bringing in Phil Jackson, bringing in these big names, and now he's finally got basketball people who really want to focus on basketball, who's not all about ego, because those are two biggest ego-driven names in basketball. Isaiah Thomas and Phil Jackson. These two have some of the biggest egos.
Yeah, you're right about that. Sick ass is DeMar Hamlin. Has he been medically cleared to play? Yes. He has.
Yes, he has.
In fact, as of last month,
he's been medically cleared.
As of last month, he's been medically cleared. Yeah.
As I've said, if he has a family, which I know he does, there is no way you let that guy step back on a football field ever.
I said this the day he woke up from the hospital. I said, if he has the itch to be back on the field, he's going to be back on the field. And I bet you family, friends, doctors, they probably will advise him to not do it. It will not matter. He would want to be back on the field. If he has that itch, he will be back there.
You have to save him from himself. You can't. You have to sit him down and say, do you understand what we went through while you were in the hospital?
Yes.
You understand how that affected us because we thought you were dead.
I agree with you. But who are we? Who is anyone to tell someone that they can't play something they love to do? It's no one's place. It's no one's place to tell anyone. I get it.
I do
Health
too.
reasons. I understand.
Because I don't want to watch you die.
But
I don't want to watch you drop dead on the football field.
But if we stop him, who knows how that's going to affect him? Like if we tell him what kind of depression he's going to go into, and what kind. So you got to look at it from all different aspects.
Oh yeah, you got to rally around him. I'm not saying you just like drop him and leave him, but
we can't tell someone who's passionate about what they do and loves, because I'm sure he's not doing it for the money. He does it because he loves to play.
He does. He loves to play.
Right. So I get it. I wouldn't want. I felt like he should have retired.
Same. And you said as much. You've actually said as much. But I
retire.
But I knew as soon as he felt the need that he could actually be back in the field, I was like, he's going to be medically cleared.
I'm not going to tell someone they can't live their dream. Some people, that's all they want is to be able to live their dream. Who am I to take that away from them? If first of all, he's medically cleared, doctors say he can go back and play, and he has it in his heart that he wants to come back. No one knows what's going to happen. No one knows the future. But what if he has an outstanding career for the rest of his career, and nothing happens?
And yes, the opposite could be true. What happens if he collapses on the field again?
Yeah,
I get that.
It. Yeah. I understand that.
What if he does? What if he does? I mean, what if he doesn't? What if he doesn't? You know, I'm not saying what if he doesn't have a great career. What if he doesn't drop on the field? But I mean, did Junior say I'll have a great career? Yes. What happened to him? Dave Duerson.
CTE.
What happened to what happened to him?
CTE.
I mean, this isn't a all right. You know, this is a 1 in a million type chance, and we have all the evidence. With all the medical evidence that we have of this, you have to protect these guys. And the athlete always says, the athlete in me says I want to get on the football field.
Then you should understand that, though. Right there, you should understand that.
And say you can't do this. I mean, that's why the guys and I play on Thanksgiving every year. And every year we look at each other like, how the hell are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Like this.
That point right there, the athlete in you. That point you say the athlete in you feels as though you could go. Well, the athlete in Damar Hamlin, who is in his mid-20s, feels as though he can go. And there's a team that says, okay, we'll allow you to go. So you understand it. I get what you're saying. I mean, it is a medical risk. I fully understand that. But it's Damar Hamlin's life. Ultimately, it's his decision. And no one else can say no. And there is no power of attorney over him. So he's in his right mind to think it, and nobody can veto it. That's just it. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Man, we could talk about this more, and we can have you on forever, bro. But I know you have to run. So tell us what is on tap for Fit Down Sports Show.
For Fit Down Sports, well, tonight, since we missed last week, we're going to finish up. We're going to give out our draft grades. We're going to do that tonight. But you know the draft is over, so you know what's coming around the corner. Around the corner, we are getting everything set up. The stars are aligning. It's the weather's getting nicer. It's heating up. That means it's summer. And you know that means summer of greatness. So we are getting ready for the summer of greatness to begin again. We're going to do a lot more tournaments this year. I actually have I have a plan for something. I just have to connect a few dots and hopefully get that under control. But we have that coming out. I'm also working on, I'm probably going to do it maybe this afternoon, maybe tomorrow. I'm still working on my Guardians 3, setting the scene Guardians 3 review, which is absolutely scathing. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to talk about because I watched that whole movie and literally I have so much to dive into. It's why it's taken a week for me to get this out, but I just can't wait to do it. So I'm gonna try to get it done later on, either later on today or possibly tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Well, that is Chris Dietz of the Fifth Down Sports Show and his new show, Setting the Scene, as he not just talks about sports, he talks about all things entertainment as well. He's knowledgeable in a lot of things, so you can check him out on both platforms. As always, Dietz, it's a pleasure, bro. Thank you so much, man.
Always, guys. Have a good one.
You too, man.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Dietz.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Hour number 2 begins right now.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now.
That's right, it is spectacular. Welcome to hour number 2 of a Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am Cole Johnson, and no, the man that is joining me is not Snowman. That is Wise El Jefe. And since we have you on now, and since we haven't touched on this yet, we will definitely do it now. Last night, the Knicks staved off elimination. They hosted the Heat. And they started off sluggish. Then they sort of got it going in the second quarter, and then they cruised to a 112-103 victory over the Heat.
I wouldn't say cruise because the Heat towards the end.
Well, the Heat battle.
Yeah, they made it interesting. And my man, Big Mitch, hit some key free throws. So, yes, it wasn't easy. It was an easy win. Miami came to play.
Yeah. Yeah. And, of course, it was topped off by Jalen Brunson scoring a game by 38 with 9 boards and 7 dimes. God, what a well-rounded game that he is showing to display actually as a Knick.
Let's be
okay,
honest.
we can park it there. Go ahead.
He is the best. This is his team.
It is now his team. Yeah.
The man, but this is his team. As far as Jalen Brunson goes, is where he's the one who's going to lead us to that next spot, man. He is just the consummate pro, and the dude can ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, it blows my mind now that I'm watching him play. I'm like, damn, he was a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, I don't know how
this
he
is
dropped
a
that
dude
far.
that won 2 national titles at Villanova.
Yeah, Villanova.
Who's a proven winner who last year showed the Mavericks that, yo, listen, you it's not just Luke on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And the Knicks like, we know, we see you.
And now now you can see how big of a presence he was there because the Mavericks didn't even make the playoffs this year.
It was a joke. People had jokes. Oh, the Knicks paid how much for Jalen Brunson? Oh my God, they overspent.
Yeah, and
he's cheap now. Now he's a discounted rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes, Brunson went off on this game. And look, credit. Actually, I sort of credit Brunson a little bit with the resurgence of R.J. Barrett. And he showed up and showed out huge here. He scored 26 and got 7 boards too in the game. But I love the fact that you mentioned Julius Randle. Yes, I believe that, to me, ultimately, this team will go where he goes. Mm-hmm. And in this game, he scored 24 points and pulled down 5 boards and gave you 5 dimes. But I agree with you. It's sort of like the setup that I'm seeing with the Knicks currently is like Lob City, except it's not as glamorous. Yeah. Where you figured, okay, Blake Griffin is supposed to be the best player on the team, but Chris Paul's the leader of it. That's the way I see the Knicks being set up. Randall is supposedly the best player on the team, but Brunson is the leader of it. Mm-hmm. And in terms of making the right moves and the right decisions, the Knicks will go as far as Brunson will go. But as far as prowess and manpower, I think they will go as far as Randall would.
And that was the key. That was one of the biggest things we lacked, was that floor leader. Like, yes, Derrick Rose, it was that floor leader. He helped us that year we made the playoffs.
Yeah,
he was a big part. When we made that trade for him to come back to New York.
Yeah, 2 years back. Yeah,
that's what we needed him for. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't Derrick Rose anymore.
No,
he couldn't give it to you every night.
No, he was a former. He was a shell of his former self. Yeah.
So now you bring in this young stud who's won everywhere he's been at.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's bringing that winning. He's winning that winning mentality.
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to let this team go down. He's not without a fight anyway.
Yeah. 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 He was phenomenal last night.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I mean, to the point where the talk has been who has played better in the playoffs, Devin Booker or Jimmy Butler. Butler had, to me, his first subpar game in the playoffs last night. But subpar being 19 points, 7 boards, and 9 assists. Subpar. But for him, it's subpar. And
3 buckets, yeah.
Yeah. But Brunson outplayed him last night. So, yeah. And I'll go down to Ryan. For the losing Heat, you had Adebayo, who has come up huge in this series, which I'm actually happy to see. 18 points and 8 rebounds for him. Matt Strus, 14 points, 3 boards. Unfortunately, his contribution is shooting. He only went 4-10 from 3, so not the best of nights for him. Robinson off the bench was 17, and for the Knicks, I like the fact they won. I think you all need more from your bench.
Yes. Quickly, Obi, they're just not doing it.
Yeah.
And okay, I get it. So who knows? Maybe it's fatigue. Who knows what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I still haven't seen the Knicks play a complete game all around. I still haven't seen it from them. The whole entire playoff series, I have not seen it. I like the Cleveland series. I saw defense, but not our offense really hasn't shown up.
Man, if it weren't for that porous first quarter, you probably would be able to say you've seen it finally. Because defensively, they were great in the second quarter. They were okay in the third, and they basically the fourth quarter was frenetic paced because you had to fend off not desperate team. You had to fend off a team that wanted to come back. So you saw good defense in the second quarter with really good offense execution in the second and third quarters for the Knicks. And as I said, you would have been able to say that yesterday in last night's game if it weren't for the first quarter.
Yeah.
But the series is now 3-2 in favor of the Heat. These two teams will go back to South Beach to play Game 6 tomorrow night. What are your chances? What the chances do you give the Knicks to bring it back to Madison Square Garden to play on Sunday?
We need to play like we did the second and third quarters for the whole four quarters. We need that team to come play the whole entire game next game. That's the only way we're going to come out of South Beach, because the energy in South Beach is going to be crazy.
Yeah, and my bad. Game 7 is actually Monday, which that to me makes no sense, but it's neither here nor there.
It's NBA.
Yeah, it's NBA. To me, that should be it should be Sunday, but yeah, Monday night TNT. Go figure. But I do know this. If the Knicks defensively can find a way to neutralize everybody else but Butler, not necessarily stop all the way, but neutralize, I think you have a better chance of winning if you neutralize.
Yeah,
the chances would be greater for them to go back to MSG for Game 7.
No, we definitely gotta attack that zone more, because that's what they're primarily playing against us, is zone. And stop settling for threes. We definitely have to stop, especially when they're not dropping.
Yeah,
if they're not dropping, you're gonna have to find another way to score. So take it to the hole. It's not like we don't have guys capable of taking it to the hole.
Yeah, your leader is definitely capable of doing that.
We have the body down below in Julius Randle. Post, give it to
and you have and you have wing guys who you can just simply throw alley-oops and they'll go get it. So you have that, and you have guys who can break defenders off with the dribble. So you have the best of those worlds.
That's something we lacked for many years. Was being able to break down defenses with our point guard. Like Jalen Brunson brings a completely different dimension when he's on that court, because my man can post.
Yeah, but you got to account for all of it. He can post you up. He can break it down off the dribble. He can give you mid-range jumpers. He can give you teardrop layups, and he can shoot the three. So he's unafraid to throw you. He's unafraid to throw dimes. So you have to defend all of that when it comes to Brunson.
He's changed the dynamic of our offense, definitely. And him and Grimes played 48 minutes. Both of them. The first time since 1972 that the Knicks had two players play 48 minutes.
Wow, that
Frazier and Lucas.
Wow, since that long. Wow.
Yes.
I would have thought Ewing would have played 48 minutes at one time in one stretch. Wow.
No, but two Knicks at the same time.
Two at the same time. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
It's been a long time since that happened.
Yeah.
And to have your two guards do it.
Yeah.
Grimes played some great D.
Yeah. Now now that is a bit concerning, because I wanted to point that out. That's a bit concerning, and it goes to the point of you need more out of your bench, because. Not saying that the production can't still be there, but
there's no reason. There's no reason that we needed. No, I understand. Last game we needed this, but next game we need Quickly to step up. We need all these other players to come in.
Yeah, you need Quickly. You need Toppin. I mean, you need those guys to come in, and heck, you may need Hart to give you even more than just a bucket.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you actually may need him to be more offensive minded. But anything to take the pressure off of Brunson for sure, Randall definitely, and Barrett as well. Because the weight can't be just on those three to score.
No.
And I think the chances are good for them if, and that is a big time if they can match the effort of the second and third quarters of last night's game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I like the Knicks' chances in South Beach better. The only issue I've had with them is that for some reason They didn't even show up in game 3. And in game 4, it seemed as though they wanted to start sluggish and slow. And then they realized by the third quarter, oh, we're in the game. Now let's start playing.
Yeah, no, that can't happen.
That cannot happen.
No.
That cannot happen. They have to be invested, to me, from tip.
Yeah.
From the opening tip, they got to be invested in saying, we're going to be going home if we take an L. We do not need to take an L. And we believe we're a better team than the Heat, and we got let's go out there and show it.
And that starts with Tibbs. It has
Yes.
to start with
Yes.
Tibbs.
Yes.
And my man is being outcoached by Eric Spoelstra. I'm not going to lie.
He is.
I will not deny it.
Yeah. Which that's mind-boggling considering that Tibbs is a solid head coach.
Yes. But Spoelstra's
no slouch.
No,
yes, Spoelstra's no slouch.
One of the best in
Yes.
Pat Riley.
Right.
And so
yeah.
And Tibbs kind of falls from under that tree as well, coming
right.
under Jeff Van Gundy.
Right.
So it's going to be an interesting game 6 if we play like we have second and third quarters of last game. It's going to look good for us.
Yeah.
We just need our. You're absolutely right. Our bench needs to step up. They need to come and play with some urgency because Quickly is struggling. He's looking bad.
I think is hurting you.
And this is after having a wonderful year where he's one of the nominees for Sixth Man of the Year.
Mm-hmm. And a decent, not great, but decent series last series.
It was okay. Yeah. It was. We expected more, but this
was a decent. Yeah.
This series he hasn't even shown up.
Right.
Him and Obi have not played. So if Obi could give us what he was giving us in the Cleveland series, it's a different series for us.
Yes. That's what you need to have. I loved seeing both Quickly and Toppin because it shocked me because I did not know that the Knicks had that much athleticism to them. And I'm like, oh, you all can get up and down the floor. Yeah. You got Skywalkers. Oh, okay.
And that's why we
need more of that.
We was the number 5 offense this year.
Yes.
Nobody. When you say Knicks, you don't think of offense.
No, you think defense.
Year, they were a pretty good offensive team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But the Knicks have to play as though. I don't want to say their lives. That's sort of a bit trite. They have to play as though they know that if they play horrible, this will be the last 48 minutes of the year for them. They have to play as though this is a game 7 for them. And I think if they do that and not play tight, and they play loose, and they actually have the role players play loose, like they actually in NSG or the way they were in Cleveland. I think that it would happen for them. It's gonna make it easy, and Butler for sure is not gonna make it easy on them. Tip off is at 7:30 tomorrow night in the FTX Arena. The Heat are looking to close out the Knicks and advance to the conference finals. We will see if they are up to the task. Who knows? When we come back, we will break down Game 5 of the Warriors and the Lakers. So I should say the Lakers and the Warriors, technically. We'll probably look at Game 6 of that series as well. And we promise we won't mention number 6 of the Lakers. This is Snowman in the Morning. Why is a Jefe Cole Johnson mentality style? We'll be right back right after this.
Let me get some coffee.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus, smarter than energy.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extra berth. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for Monday. Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. Cause we take this job so serious.
Man, I went home that day and talked to my wife Vicky, and Vicky was like, "What's wrong with you? You pissed off?" Yeah, I got this partner I'm working with back in the radio station. Man. The Negro be lying. What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes, it's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson with Wise El Jefe. I am Cole Johnson. The Snowman is taking care of some personal business. He shall be back. He shall return soon. And I thought he'd be returning now. Go ahead, sir.
Before we start, I was hoping Snowman was here because I got a bone to pick with him because our brother is a troll. He is a troll. I love him. He's a troll. That's all.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Yes, he can be a troll.
He is a troll. Let's not call a spade a spade. He is a troll.
Lord. All right.
I love you, Brian, but you're a troll.
Okay, well, maybe we could address this in the next segment because I did say it was going to go off the board, and that probably could be addressed. But unfortunately for him, we will be touching on a subject that's near and dear to his heart. The Warriors bounced back. They won against the Lakers 121-106 last night due to the Lakers settling for shots and the Warriors actually attacking, which it took them long enough to do that because I thought the Warriors settled for too many threes and people were bickering and griping about, well, why are the Lakers going to line and the Warriors are not? The more aggressive team normally gets the calls. I've seen the NBA too long for it to not be true, and last night was proof. So the Warriors were paced by Stephen Curry's 27-point performance with 8 assists. I think that assist total needs to stay in that realm or even be upped because I think he needs to be a little more in the traditional sense against the Lakers because I think they will be keen on him and it will help if he can get those dimes to others. Andrew Wiggins, there's an Andrew Wiggins sighting. Now that has been the biggest issue to me outside of Jordan Poole not showing up. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. That needs to happen more. They need him to be more active offensively and not be a spectator. Draymond Green, I'm not expecting him to score 20 points every game. He's Mr. Triple Single. But 20 points and 10 boards, if he can give a team that, if he can give the Warriors that, the Lakers will not even be an issue. But we all know he will not give you 20 points and 10 boards. He'll give you maybe more than 4 assists
and 2 steals. But 20 points and 10 rebounds, don't expect that. Now, Klay Thompson, I'll talk a little bit more about him. 10 points and 6 boards for him. Gary Payton the second, which I'm actually happy to see that he's more offensively mindful. 13 points, 6 rebounds for him. And I think he needs to stay around that part of contribution for the Lakers, for the Warriors to stand a chance of winning, and for the Lakers to give them something to think about. I'm sorry.
That's not something he's been known for. He's more he's more for the defensive end of it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
For him to give you 13 points, that's
yes,
that surprised me. Like, wow, 13 points.
Yeah, and I think he gave you something along those lines in Game 4. So it looks like he's been either he's been coached or he's been seeing that he should be more offensive minded, and I think it helps them out when he is. Now Poole came off the bench with 11. Sir, they're paying you a lot more money to have you score a lot more than 11 points.
He's allegedly. My boy is out there spending $500,000 to take out Ice Spice. 500,000.
I knew when I mentioned Jordan Poole, you was gonna go there with Ice Spice.
500,000. Think about let that sink in. $500,000 on a date. On a date.
Yeah, I know. He has the Rick Ross mentality. I know he's blowing money fast. I know, but still.
$500,000 on a date with Ice Spice, where you could go to the Bronx and you could find 20 million Ice Spices, and you would have probably got them for a couple of slices. 500,000.
Yes. Go.
500,000. Okay. But this is allegedly. Nobody's confirmed this. But if this really happened, oh my God.
Content gold, I tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I was playing straight up. I was playing straight up producer of another show right then and there. My bad, everybody. For the losing Lakers, you had number 6 of the Lakers scoring 25 points and screwing the team up because he needed to have the offense go through him. And when it does, the team sinks, and they simply take one huge, spectacular. Anthony Davis, he finished the game with 23 points, 9 boards, and 3 dimes. Unfortunately, he also finished with a possible concussion. I'm not saying it is one, but he got dinged in the head, and he was held out for the rest of the game, didn't return, and we don't know what his availability is for Game 6. And he might or might not play in Game 6. We don't know that yet.
Surprise.
I know.
Surprise.
I know.
We didn't expect it. This is like going into the playoffs. It's like this going into the playoffs and not expecting Chris Paul to get hurt.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
You're right. Because I've said in private circles with Chris Paul, I'm like, yeah, it's between now and Mother's Day, and his birthday just passed. It's between like the 1st or 2nd of May and Mother's Day that he's going to come down with an injury if his team advances that far in the playoffs. And sure enough, like clockwork, it happened. Yeah. I'm like, goodness gracious. And he has missed the last 3 games, and might miss tonight's game. Who knows? All right. So you had D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves each finishing with 15. Now that's a good sign for the Lakers. The bad sign, though, is you can't really. Well, with Reeves, you probably could. With Russell, for this series, you can't. Count on it, I mean. Schroeder finished with 14. Dennis Schroeder, one of the dumbest NBA players ever. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me not say that out loud. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And unfortunately,
he won't live that down.
No, he won't. He walked away from $84 million, and now he's getting paid league minimum money now. Yeah. But I digress. But You said it for another day, exactly. The hero of Game 4 for the Lakers, Lonnie Walker the fourth, 4 points, 4 assists. Didn't really do much, if at all, anything in that game.
Would you say Lonnie Walker came down to reality?
Yeah. And he might come up to a different reality in Game 6. But I look at it this way. For the Lakers, if the Warriors decide to continue to play small, if they continue to play small like they have, and I think they saw something in Game 4 where it worked, and obviously it worked in Game 5 because the Lakers didn't have any answer for him. The only elixir that to me the Lakers have is to have a Lonnie Walker the fourth be the counter. Now, if Rui Hachimura can also be the counter, that would also aid in that too. But 4 points and 2 boards doesn't cut it, buddy.
It's like with him is you have a great game from him,
then
you don't hear nothing from him.
Right.
You have a great game from him,
then
you don't hear nothing from him.
Yeah,
he's not consistent enough, and so, you're not going to defeat the defending champs by not being consistent.
You can't.
Because if that's one thing that they are, is that they're persistent with what they do. They know what they're going to do every game.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been sinking for them. Their shots haven't been dropping.
Right.
Ever. Clay's having not a really great series. So
Clay's been horrible this series.
Except
for Game 2.
Yeah. So, but now if they get it clicking, you're in trouble. Especially if you still keep getting this inconsistent play from these players.
Right. And that will come back to bite them.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with you. That will come back to bite them. What has upset me about the Warriors is exactly what you just said about the Lakers. I saw too much of them settling for threes, and this is not a team that that would shoot the three just to shoot the three.
No.
They would normally shoot the three as a part of strategy, and normally what they would want to do is get the easiest basket they possibly can.
Corner three. Yeah.
So it would basically be either corner threes or backdoor cuts.
Yeah.
And so I was seeing less of those and more of the arc threes. And more of the ridiculous 35 and 40-foot threes, even from Steph. And I'm thinking, no, I get that I get Steph works on this all the time, so I get that we almost could give you a pass in all of it.
But it wasn't within the flow of the offense.
As Snowman rejoins us, but the problem that I have seen with the Warriors, it highlights the end of Game 1 with Jordan Poole taking that jacked up 35-foot three. That has been my problem with the Warriors the whole series long. Yep. Is that they have settled for those types of shots. It's low percentage, and they know better.
And there was a point. Yeah, there was a point last night where they were settling for a lot of jump shots in like midway through the second quarter when the Lakers made their run 10-3 to get back in the game. But then they sliced them to pieces on the end. They sliced them to pieces on the inside, and then Steph capped off the half with that 30-footer that hit nothing but the bottom of the net. Thank you, Dan Patrick. And that sent the Warriors on their way because it was more of it in the third quarter where they were slicing the Lakers to pieces. They were beating them up on the boards, even though the Lakers are bigger and stronger. And he did not throw an elbow at AD. AD just happened to come up when Looney was coming down. I looked at the play, Hawk TV.
It's something called incidental. But to allude to shout out to Dan Patrick, Corey for 3. Good.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And it wasn't. And they hit the threes last night within the rhythm of their offense,
which that is how they usually play.
Yeah, and they need to do that on Friday because Friday is a dynasty saving game for the Golden State Warriors. Because if they lose on Friday, then we don't know what's going to happen. Save Clay and Steph, we don't know what's going to happen to the remainder of this roster. So Friday is not only a game that can save their season, but it can save their dynasty.
All right, I will say this straight up to you. Now I'm glad that you're back. Don't count on Draymond scoring 20 points.
No,
you're gonna have to find at least 15 of those. Not saying that he can score more than. Not saying he's only going to score 5, but more than likely he's going to probably score between 5 and 10. You're gonna have to find at least 15 points of that 20 somewhere else.
Yeah,
and so
Jordan Poole to give you more. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
nice, big shiny contract. You gotta come show up. This is what you show up for.
See a pool party.
I was going to say
exactly where we need to see
this is
pool
what you're getting paid
party.
the big bucks for. Yeah,
it has to be within, and I'll say it has to be within the flow of the offense. Good morning, everyone. I am back. Everything is good. Got the blood test done. Everything looks good so far, and I'm going to be scheduled for my 3-month scan here pretty soon, just to make sure everything is still flowing around pretty good. Good morning to those on CSTV, to Tom O'Boyle joining us this morning, A Pizzle joining us from Florida. We're joined from people all over the place. So good morning to everyone, and thank you for joining us. Programming note this afternoon on the Brian Snow Show, I'll be joined by the voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor, who will break down the draft and we'll break down the schedule as well. That is this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. And
all right.
Okay, so is he frozen?
I think he is.
Okay.
This breakdown of the NBA is brought to you by Bumleg Orthopedics, the only thing keeping Anthony Davis intact, and now available in the new neck brace and halo support. Oh, my head, oh, my headache, oh, my head, oh, my leg. There we go, sir. CSTV, he's I don't know if he's hoping. I know he's hoping for the Sixers to advance, but he's saying Sixers, Lakers in the finals. He doesn't think that the Warriors can win 2 in a row. I'm not sure about that, but I think there's some things that need to be in place for him to do that. Mr. El Jefe, what are you going to say, sir?
Oh, this Hawk TV, please.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Yeah,
Looney throwing loony elbows at Davis.
Stop it. They lost, man. Just get over it.
Nah, your king is about to take y'all back to 2007 Circle Detroit, where the Pistons took a juicy. Right. I will say this now. I'll let you go off. I will say this now. If that game, if that type of game happens where number 6 of the Lakers scores 48 points and scores 29 of 30 of the last 30, guess what the Lakers will be taking tomorrow night at Crypto.com Arena? Sorry, Weiss. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so glad my brother's back, because I did say
Yes.
I had to address something for Snowman. I love you, my brother.
Oh,
You're
Lord.
the greatest. I love you. But damn, you a troll.
Okay, before you
troll.
respond
It has nothing to do with LeBron. It has nothing to do with LeBron. So King,
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
it has nothing to do with the King. So
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
It doesn't. It has to do with Wemby.
He sucks. Next question.
How are you gonna do? That's
okay. Hold on. Before we continue, let me put a nice little bow on this segment here. So the Warriors Lakers game 6 is tomorrow night. CSTV says that he does not think that the Warriors will win 2 in a row. I have to say that the Warriors need to have game 6 Clay come and rear his head in his hometown. If
to
they're
see
going to advance to Game 7, you
we
need
need
to
to
have Klay Thompson be Klay Thompson that he was in Game 2.
Yeah, we got to see Game 6 Klay. And I have a bone to pick with you, Wise.
Okay.
Okay, and now we can get on to the rest of the show. Because I did schedule this portion to be off the rails.
Oh, did you?
Snowman, go ahead.
This is gonna happen.
Wise, I hate you, and I hate Bustelo.
Oh,
because now I can't stop drinking that mess.
Guys, this. Cheers.
Okay, so let me see. Let me get this straight. Okay, so Wise is called Snowman a troll,
but he is. He is.
And Snowman hates Bustelo and hates Wise for introducing him to Bustelo.
Wait a minute.
I got it.
Wise introduced me to Bustelo, and I figure, okay, I'll try it. I'll see what the rage is. Yeah. Now, this cup over here to my right can't stay full. can't stay empty.
That's the truth, Hot TV. I'm not. Look, unlike Snowman, I don't troll. No, he okay. So basically, this is what our TV said. He says, "Yo, King is about to take your butts back to 2007 Circuit Detroit, where the Pistons took a juicy L." And I said, if we see a 48-point performance and he scores, and number 6 of the Lakers scores 29 in the last 30 points, Game 6 will be an L for the Lakers.
Well, it will be.
And the reason why, sir, is that your bread is buttered with Anthony Davis, and it took number 6 of the Lakers to realize that, and he finally is on board with it. Because when Davis is involved, the Lakers' chances of winning go up. When Davis is not involved, the chances of the Lakers winning goes down, even if goes off.
I mean, this is like one of those series, right? You don't want to see really anyone because people are tired of seeing the Warriors, and people are tired of
seeing the Lakers too. Too bad we can't have ties eliminate them both.
Right? So it would be which one do you really want to listen? Do you want to care about your King for the rest of the playoffs, or do you want to hear about the dynasty on the other side? So it's like you don't really. The only ones that benefit from this is Laker fans and Warriors.
All right,
fans.
we'll put it this
right. Suffering.
Okay, we'll put it this way. All right.
Just a minute.
This is going to be a fan feedback zone chat. Mm-hmm. Which one would you like to hear go off more? Would you like Snowman to go off more about his Warriors, or would you like to hear Hot TV go off more about the Lakers and his King?
Wise, I love you, but in the immortal words of one Della Reese, and y'all know the movie where I got this from, kiss my entire. Let me throw Wise some flowers here on a serious note. Wise, you had me dying.
Oh, you had Victor dying too.
Episode of Mentality.
Oh yeah, you had Victor dying too.
You barely got started in the show when the subject of Praz was brought up, and all I had to see and hear from you when you began, the same way you began it with me a few moments ago when you said, Praz, I love you. And then a few seconds later, I hear, but you are now a candidate for the moron of the year. I was done.
And that was only within the first 10 minutes of the show.
That was with the first 10 minutes. First 10 minutes.
And I was trying not to nominate another one for the show. You just can't help it, man. It's like he gave me a show full of idiots.
I know.
And you know, every one of the nominees deserve to be nominated.
The fun
single one of them.
The underrated funny one for me was the next rundown topic when we talked about Biden, And so when he mentioned Ron DeSantis, I was done. I was like, oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
Listen, I told Cole this. I'll tell Wise this. I watched that episode 3 times yesterday. I watched that episode 3 times. The way you went in on Glenn Kuiper of the A's, and I typed this in the BS3 chat. I typed this in the BS3 chat when
practicing in the mirror.
Practices in the mirror. I was rolling.
Practicing in the mirror.
Rolling. And I told Cole this morning before I left. My wife came by. She came by the office. She saw you guys and Mentality on this monitor I have to my left. She saw the work I have on this monitor in front of me, and she stopped and looked and said, "Oh boy." I said, "Baby, what's wrong?" She says, "It's Cole, it's Wise, and it's you. I don't need anything else." And she walked off. She came back from the restroom. I said, "Baby, I got nothing to do with this show." And she goes, "Do you not know them?" "Yes." "Are you not friends with them?" "Yes." "Then you're guilty by association."
Oh gosh! I mean, there was so many points of the latest episode of Mentality that just had me rolling. Like when Wise talked about Dylan Mulvaney, and he switched to asking his wife about.
Ask my wife. Yes, I asked her. I did ask her.
That one,
I did.
Iced the cake for me. That one iced the cake for me. When your wife. Why didn't even respond to your question?
The question you asked it was hilarious. You just break out and do cabaret shows. I just want to know.
I needed to know. I needed to know his answer.
And your wife gave you the proper response.
I needed to know
you.
I needed to. Her being a woman.
Just a minute.
I had to ask her.
But she gave you the proper response, which is no response. She looked at you like you were nuts.
The shit out of me. She's like, yeah.
She looked at you like you were nuts.
So when I can understand when she like, when my wife responds to me, Puerto Rican. When she looks at me, she goes, Puerto Rican. If you don't go, like, so she gave me a look. It was that look like, Puerto Rican, if you don't go over there and get away from me with that stupid ass question. So that gave me my response. I looked at her and it was like that looked like, okay, maybe it was a stupid question.
Maybe it was a stupid question.
But can you blame me for wanting to ask this question?
The way you went in on Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh gosh, that was hilarious.
For a good For a good 10 minutes.
Dylan Mulvaney, it was more on. Okay, maybe I did, but
and that is if you haven't seen Mentality, that's a taste of what you would receive, because he did that almost throughout the whole segment of okay, I'm gonna be nice. Screw it, I'm not. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. 6 says Praz hasn't been relevant since Ghetto Superstar. The good things about that was Maya and ODB and Warren Beatty.
That was my jam. That was my jam. Yo, in the club, yo, Ghetto Superstar, come on, all the girls start going crazy. Yo, that was the jam.
Mm-hmm.
Praz, he should have stuck to entertainment and not politics.
I like that. Yes, I think so. Playmaker says, I guess Jordan Poole will be nominated next. Darn moron.
I don't like I said, 500,000 for a date.
Oh, so basically you're saying that Jordan Poole, if he did take that, he also took a humongous
yes.
all I know is that oh gosh, I knew when we were gonna get to the Gabe Kuiper portion. I knew I was like, why is he gonna go in? I don't know how he's gonna go in, but I know he's gonna go in.
Listen, oh my god, I wasn't rehearsing that like he does in the mirror, but
like he
it just came out. It was like, yeah, he probably does. I'm sure they do. Like, I'm sure they be in the mirror saying like, yeah, whatever he said. I can't. Since we're Snowman in the morning is not mentality. I can't go crazy like I usually do. But yeah, no.
Oh gosh, yes. So I have to on air before we do go say thank you, sir. That was so far the best episode of Mentality that we've done, and the numbers are showing it.
We did some real good shows.
We have. I just it was just for some reason I saw that slate. I'm like, I think we're gonna be locked in, and we were. And good Lord, man,
it didn't work.
Yeah, it did its job. Oh my goodness.
Shout out to CSTV.
Yes.
Thanks for having us on there. We love.
Thank you.
We love being a part of the family. And
yes.
The family just keeps growing and growing, man. We appreciate them. I've definitely got to check out that wrestling show they got.
Yeah. In fact, just to let you all know what it is, it actually comes on tonight.
I'm in another lane. I'm a different breed. I'm everything you can never be. I'm next level. Next level.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
That is on CSTV, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, where Reno is housed. That's 9 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Mountain. Check that out. And we definitely appreciate you, CSTV, for being a family member. No problem, Tom. We appreciate you, brother. And we appreciate all of you, WQEE, BS3TV, and everybody that's watching and listening. Because it looks like, that is all the time we have for this episode of Snowman in the Morning. We appreciate you for Wise at Hefe, for Snowman, for myself, Cole Johnson. As we always say in parting, we'll say so here. Our secret tech? No, this is not that show. Take care. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then you'll be taking this trip. Dream big, do bigger. And we know that Wise is doing it. I'm doing it. We know Snowman's doing it. We all know that you all in the chat are doing it as well. And we wish you continued blessings, everybody. Watching, listening, and participating.
This is for you, Ryan McCarthy. And F Boston.
Oh, Lord. In fact, that's how it will end. For Wise, I'm Cole. See ya tomorrow. And you already know tomorrow we have Sam Shady, Ben Sutter III, and you already know what's going to happen to bottom of hour number 2. We'll enter the boom sakalaka. Chris Bass. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. See ya. All right, sir. Are there any other words that you have to say before we do go?
Oh, yeah. Boston. That's, yeah.